Mark couldn't find the strength to make it through the night. The silhouette on the screen of his phone, which was becoming more and more prominent, scared him. After a sleepless night, Mark picked up his phone and decided to take another look at the shadow on the screen, but this time the silhouette sent him a silent message. "You need to do something, Mark." At first he thought it was just something his mind had created, but the message was so clear that his eyes suddenly widened. Mark touched his fingers to the screen and tried to type something, but the silhouette watched his fingers move and responded, "No, you can't do that, but you must." Without further thought, he decided to hang up the phone, but a flash of light from the screen stopped him. In that light, the silhouette's strange, watching eyes became even more distinct. It was as if the shadow was being forced to say something to Mark. "You must open the box in that room. There is something waiting for you." Mark put down the phone in fear, but involuntarily checked his old closet in the room out of the corner of his eye. The box, which he hadn't opened for years and didn't know what was inside, gave him a chill, but the silhouette looking at him through its screen gave him another order. "If you don't do this, you will never be comfortable." Mark felt something was wrong and decided to open the box. Inside, he found an old, dusty notebook. On the cover were mysterious symbols and signs. It was as if the book had been waiting for someone for a long time. Mark opened the notebook with trembling hands. On the first page was a message written in the silhouette's unfamiliar script. "First thing to do, take that old clock and put it in front of the window at 3 a.m. sharp." Mark found it hard to read this writing, squinting at the notebook, but something told him, "You must do it." Without thinking, he waited for the night. At 2:50 a.m., Mark suddenly woke up. His eyes opened quickly. The voice of the silhouette was still ringing in his mind. He rushed to the window and found the old clock and replaced it. The hum of the clock's metallic cogs reminded him of something, but he couldn't tell what. At exactly 3 a.m., he felt a strange chill in the room, and the ticking of the clock became louder and louder. When he picked up the phone again, the message on the screen was shocking. "Open the door now!" Mark's hands were shaking. A voice in his head was telling him he had to do it. He took a deep breath and opened the door. When the door opened outside, there was nothing but the darkness of night. But the silhouette's voice was now coming from across the room, not just through the screen. "You have to take one more step, Mark." Mark's heart was fluttering. He was afraid to step outside, but at the same time, he felt something compelling him to do it. He found himself in a void, feeling that everything was following him. At that moment, another message came. "It's time to shut down." Before Mark could grasp the meaning of the message, he was determined to face the night. The silhouette on his screen appeared once more and gave him a final directive. "Something brought you here. Now, find the real you." This message shook Mark to his core. His true identity, what did it mean? In the midst of his doubts, he realized the silhouette was not just a phone error or a ghost, but perhaps some kind of presence and a force trying to dominate him. In the morning, Mark closed his door and went through the old notebook again. But now, all the writing had changed. Everything was reversed, the writing rearranged. The silhouette was about to take Mark's identity and replace him, and now Mark had to be just a reflection, another reality inside the screen. That day, Mark never picked up his phone again, but at night, always inside that screen, eyes would continue to watch him. On the phone, the silhouette looked more and more like him, indicating that he had once tried to take Mark's place. And one day, unexpectedly, Mark disappeared completely, replaced by that silhouette.